Hey Ben, it's me, it's Bryce. How's everything? So I wanted
You
to make a
you
point,
wait.
especially when it comes
You
to.
asked me how everything was and didn't give me a chance to say everything's good, man. How's it going for you, Bryce?
Sorry, my bad.
No problem.
Sorry
Go
about
ahead,
that.
man. Get down to
Um,
business. That's all right.
so here's my little issue. Number one, um, especially for us as black people. So apparently Trump is supposed to do this HBCU thing,
Yeah.
and a lot of people, a lot of black people are talking about it, and on their platforms, talking about Trump is doing this for HBCUs, and Obama didn't do this for it, which I understand on levels. Don't get me wrong. There's some things that could have done better on that part, but the fact that that people here would think that Trump cares about black people is just asinine and dumb and stupid. Just because he's going to do some HBCU thing, that don't mean a damn thing, because he wants to take us back to pre-1964. Let's just be honest. And that whole administration is, especially the hard right. And it's like, just because he's going to give us, I guess, do some college thing, it goes back to the whole thing of Obama didn't do all this for black people. Obama didn't change 300 plus years of racism for black people. And don't get me wrong, there's things he could have done better, and I understand that. I got my critiques like you do. I'm not understanding, not letting nobody off the hook. But I'm just saying, the fact is that Trump don't give a shit about black people, Islam, people as Muslim, etc., etc. And the fact that we're being so gullible as a people and using our platform to say, well, Trump doing this and Obama didn't do that. What does that got to do with what's going on
Yeah.
now? What does it got to do with the fact that he don't give a shit? He's talking about sending the feds to Chicago and all this crazy stuff.
Yeah.
So that to me, it's just asinine.
So
It's getting to
yeah.
a point where we just picking different stones. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, great call. Thanks for the question and the topic. So I think there is a genuine disillusionment amongst the black community about the failings of Barack Obama to do anything for the black community, right? And I think that might be an overstatement, but I think it's generally true. President Obama did not do anything for the black community that was not coupled with doing something for everybody, right? He didn't do anything that was racially specific, even if it was racially transcendent, as I picked up from a Bill Moyers interview a few years ago. And so there's quite a few people who dismiss Obama, and they also dismiss the establishment politics, no matter what side, Republican, Democrat. There's a complete dismissal of that. And so some black people actually look at Donald Trump as a game changer because he's not a part of the system, even though he really is. Now, that's me being gracious. On the flip side, you have opportunistic people who know that there's a wedge issue that can be placed, and there's clicks to be made off of the black Trump support or the black anti-Obama support. And so they're going to run that to the ground as much as they can. Anything Trump does that's remotely good, they know they can capitalize off of. See, Trump does this and Obama didn't do that, because there's still clicks to be had out of anti-Obama rhetoric, just like there's clicks to be had off of the anti-Hillary rhetoric. Like, let's be real. Part of it, and it's to me it shows. No. Let me just shit. I started it. To me, it shows a lack of talent. To me, it shows me that you're a one-trick pony. You're a one-trick pony if you're still talking about Hillary's emails. I'm sorry. F Hillary's emails. I don't give a damn about her emails anymore. Right? Just done. You're a one-trick pony if you're still talking about Barack Obama. Barack Obama is on vacation. He ain't thinking about you. And he ain't thinking about us. He's out there smoking some weed somewhere, doing what the hell he wants to do. But some people are just a one-trick pony, and they know they can get clicks off of that, and so they ride it as long as they can. But there are some genuine people out there, usually not the ones who have platforms, because most of us have an occasion to be disingenuous as often as we can. But there are people out there who just really are disillusioned with the American system as a whole, and then they feel like Donald Trump represents change to that system. In actuality, he doesn't. And I think that's one of the things that we need to highlight every single day. If there's a call to action inside of everything that we talk about, is to highlight the extent to which Donald Trump is not a change agent. He has not changed anything. He has doubled down on the very worst things about our economy, very worst things about our American politics. The only thing he has done differently is that he decided early on to be an open bigot, an open asshole, an open dick. Like he's just flagrant with it. But he has doubled down with Goldman Sachs. He's doubled down with the top 1%. He's doubled down on everything. We said this during the primaries, that Donald Trump was going to be a traditional Republican because he's bereft of any ability to write an executive order on his own. So he's going to take the mandates of the people who's willing to sit down and do the work, like Paul Ryan, like Steve Bannon, like Reince Priebus. So we must highlight, as part of our resistance, highlight on a regular basis every time Donald Trump does something that does not change America the way people, honestly, I don't know why they thought it. Don't ask me why they thought this. I don't know. But they just hope so deeply that somebody will come in and shake America up. And Donald Trump has come in and shaken America up just in terms of political correctness or the lack thereof. But in terms of everything that's broken, he's doubled down on it. And to the last thing, to the HBCU thing, and people, people sending me links all day. Oh, Donald Trump is going to do X, Y, and Z for HBCUs. You know what? It really doesn't matter what you do for HBCUs when you're not changing the fundamental problems for which most African Americans can't even get to an HBCU. Let's start there. College in general is a middle class luxury and privilege. Most African Americans living in a certain level of poverty for which Donald Trump has no remedy, and we'll get to his remedy. But we're really not talking about helping out the majority of African Americans. We're talking about helping out the middle class, lower middle class, upper middle class Americans who actually afford the opportunity to go to college. He's undermining that as well with some of his economic policies. And I can go on and on and on about how his economic policies are directly detrimental, not only to white people, but the black community. So he's going to further exacerbate the problem. But they're excited because he's going to give a handout. What good is a handout? Here it is. What good is a handout that's only going to benefit what percentage? Less than a majority, barely a plurality. Barely can get a plurality of African Americans who would benefit from whatever grants he's going to give to HBCUs. Doesn't mean we don't want him to give it. Fine. No, fine. Shit. Give them the money. But is he a black savior because he's given us some pennies? No.